Yeah, I think of this collection as your technological architectural collection.
I prefer you to see the cloth because I can tell you whatever I want. The best thing is you can illustrate it by what you see.
Odile, how much hairspray do you have in your lungs today?
I don't breathe, you know.
The hair is very intriguing in this collection. There's a sort of folkloric quality.
I like the idea of a modern fairy, you see.
I'm doing a lot of volume, and we have a little crown on the top of the hair.
We've seen so much from the 1980s this week. Now, Karl Lagerfeld helped define that decade, so it makes perfect sense that it's the 2080s he's more interested in. We've seen a lot of the 1980s this week, and as a man who helped define that decade, I would imagine that you would be more interested in the 2080s with this collection.
Interested in that, and I have nothing used from the 80s because I remember the 80s and I don't want to remember the 80s.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he feels like going backwards for him. Why redo something you've already done?
I really like the proportions of the clothes, but I all the time like when he does really tight waist and big shoulders.
And I made a new shoulder situation because I didn't want the big shoulder thing from the 80s. I did a shoulder called the bridge shoulder.
I think it was really futuristic 80s. You know, Karl always has a wonderful minimalist style, strong shoulders, but not retro. He's never going to be literal.
So, what do you think? Crash helmets and fur?
Romantic stroking armor.
As an accessories designer, you can process the accessories you just saw in that show.
Making fun things out of banal safety pieces.
The little iPod holder there is it's like pop art.
Very much so. They look like little dolls walking around, little Japanese dolls.
He's different every time, but there's the intrinsic components that make it obviously Lagerfeld. The way he's so unashamed about tailoring it to a body that is streamlined.
I always get that sort of Viennese secession thing, you know?
You can see connections to, you say Vienna. I see some Berlin in it as well, like fabrics and drapes.
You know, the French say you get hungry when you're eating, and I get inspired when I'm working. It's my engine.
You never run out of gas, because then I would too.
No, you know, the price lowered. Huh?